Hello everyone. Have you ever found yourself minding your own business, doing a mindless task, when suddenly this individual appears in front of you? Someone who is social, charismatic, liked by everyone, smart, all of these wonderful qualities. And then the realization hits you. This is the perfect individual. So I found myself in this situation recently. And in my pursuit of knowledge, I found myself asking everyone around me, my mother, my father, my siblings, my friends, anyone who was willing to answer me, how does someone achieve this state? And so they told me that everyone is equal and that there is no such thing as the perfect individual. However, this left me dissatisfied. I couldn't accept that there was no such thing as the perfect individual. This led me back to the original source, in which I questioned. The person told me that it's simply the growth mindset. The growth mindset? What's a growth mindset? I asked this person. And they told me to close my eyes as I was about to embark on a new journey. Imagine everything you've ever wanted in your life. Think of it down to the detail. What kind of car do you want? What kind of job do you want to work at? What kind of family would you like to have? And above all, how will you feel? Then write it down. Take advantage of this moment and write it down to the specific detail. And hang it up and in a place where you will always see it. Confused, I asked him why. Why do I have to go through this process to embark on this journey? And so he explained to me. According to the book, write it down and make it happen. When you write something down, you're going to remember it. And when you constantly remember this thing, you're going to feel a drive, some motivation. You're going to feel encouraged to do something about this goal. You're going to want to achieve your dreams. And so, by knowing your purpose and waking up every day, knowing what needs to be done, eventually you will achieve this goal. Hearing this, I felt so motivated, so powerful, and yet I wanted to ask so many more questions. And that I did. So, eventually, I found myself asking, does the growth mindset rely on motivation or discipline? Now, they say the man who likes to walk will walk further than the man who enjoys the destination. And although that is true, there are some times where we do need to discipline ourselves, where we need to force ourselves to do what is necessary to achieve our goals. To stay on track, we must stay focused. And so, I developed some methods in order to stay focused and continue a constant path of growth. Personally, I like using schedules, following checklists, making sure that everything is down, including every single detail. And then, at the end of the day, I go back over this checklist and I make sure to cross off every single thing. This gives my brain dopamine, which makes me want to feel rewarded and thus continuing the cycle for the next day. Remember the phrase, show me your friends and I'll show you your future? This too can also help you on your path to growth. Imagine you are striving every single day, working your hardest and trying to achieve your dreams. And your friends next to you are constantly trying to distract you. They're constantly bringing you down, pulling you away from your goals. Do you think these people are your friends? Do you think they want the best for you? Now, on the other side of things, if you do meet a like-minded individual, one who elevates you, one who boosts your knowledge, your path to growth will exponentially amplify. In fact, while I was writing the script to the speech, my friend, no, my brother, I'd like to call him, sent me something so special and so important that helped me. It has benefited my life so much. And for that, I'd like to thank my friend. Now, with the good must also come the bad. And so, this is where the negative bias comes into play. According to the Everything Psychology book, it is in our human nature to focus on the things that weigh us down, to focus on the things that minimize us and make us feel worthless. And from this, a group of people have come together in which they focus on the negative things in their life and use it as motivation. They think in a mindset of, there is no tomorrow, so therefore I should work my hardest and put 100% of my effort in the case that there is no tomorrow. And even if they do wake up tomorrow, it's the same thing over and over and over again. And then, if they do find themselves not feeling motivated, they may say something like, I never wanted it bad enough, as a way to guilt themselves. However, despite this unhealthy and toxic mindset, there is a way to counter it. And that is to learn to accept where you've come. You see, a few years ago, I was so much less than I am now. And I wanted so much more. And despite growing constantly, I always felt like I needed more. And eventually, I came to realize that no matter how much you strive for, eventually you will reach your goal. And if you compare yourself to where you started, then you should be proud of yourself. You should learn to accept that you started off from so much more less than where you are now. And that no matter where you are the next day, if you keep on trying to improve, then it does get better. And that will lead to satisfaction. Of course, as J. Cole once says, always gonna be a whip that's better than the one you got, always gonna be some clothes that's fresher than the ones you rock, but you ain't never gonna be happy until you love yours. Learn to love your life, everyone. Fall in love with the process. Now, if there's one thing that I wish everyone could take away, it is that you are responsible for your life. You make your own decisions. You wake up every day in the morning with the choice to stay stagnant or to grow. And with that, I'd like to send everyone off with a final message. If everyone could think, just maybe, if something challenging came to me in my life and I conquered it, then I would be so much more braver, and I would be one step closer towards growing. And even if there isn't something challenging you in your life right now, take some initiative. Try to grow in the face of the future, so that when the future comes, you are prepared. With that being said, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to my talk.